with the sun barely making it over the hills in the morning, the fog rising, grass glittering, and the leaves slowly changing their colors, I realized that all this time autumn has been slowly sneaking up on me. And it really is just so crazy how fast time has passed lately. I feel like it's been summer only for a few days, only for now to realize that the cycle is already beginning to end. And with this realization and the end of summer arriving, I think it's even more important to cherish every single moment that we have and trying to be here fully, to slow down and experience those last few days of summer in full presence and appreciation. Oh my god. The past 2 weeks I have been once again getting into baking sourdough bread. However, not so successful lately. Although the bread always tastes really good, it still turns out a little bit flat, not really crispy. That might be because I like to bake with whole wheat flour and rye flour, but still, I am very motivated to bake more bread, and sourdough bread is the best thing, especially with butter. It's so good. Although I love nature, sometimes I just have those days where I don't feel like going outside at all. Just like today. I was just doing very random stuff at home and kind of just letting time pass by without a desire to do anything. I just wanted to do nothing. I sometimes have those days, but then every time I am going outside, every time I push myself to get off the property, to get out of the house, I just instantly always feel better. And it is always the same, and I need to remind myself of the fact that I feel so alive in nature, and I feel like it is always just bringing me back home to my true self. So I do really need to remember every day that I should go outside, because it's just such a huge energy shift for me. And although I originally planned to go inside today, very random, but there are sausages in there, multiple sausages. I don't know who does that, and that has happened multiple times now, not with sausages, but with fish. People leaving their stuff here, their food. I don't know who is doing that, I don't know why, and it's gross. So I am not going in there, but I'm going somewhere else with a friend of mine, and there the water is also way deeper, and I am not alone in dark water, so there's no need to stress, and I can just observe nature and be completely in the present moment. Throughout the summer, I really observed and realized that I find myself always going back to the same places of comfort in nature, which is fine, because after all, they are my places of comfort. But then at the same time, I really desire to explore more, to go to the places I haven't been in a really long time, to see things I haven't seen before, even though they might be very close to where I live. And I really want to take more time to explore the unexplored in those last few days of summer. I am here at one of my favorite places on earth. I've been coming here since I was a kid, basically for my entire life. And I just love it here so much. So today I was looking through some very old photos of the place where I live, and I once again got reminded how privileged and how grateful I am to live at this present moment in time. Really how easy my life is compared to my ancestors, compared to my great-great-grandfather who had to work here actually, like deep in the valley, cutting wood and transporting it through the force of the river, and which was really, really hard work. Thinking back to what my great-grandma once told me, that she was working on fields with barefoot with her feet bleeding. My grandma working almost 7 days out of the week. Even my dad, he had to work so hard for our house. And I'm just so grateful for my ancestors, because sometimes I feel like I am very much romanticizing the past, thinking life was way easier back then, which it wasn't. But I feel like life was a little bit slower lived. You were more in the present moment, and you weren't so much in all those forms of media that we have nowadays. And I feel like there was much more gratitude and just simple, slow living back then, which nowadays I feel like we romanticize, but then also back then you were forced to live that way. That's, I think, the beauty of nowadays, that we are free to live how we want to. And then also living a fairly simple life, at least where I live. Compared to back then, it is such a simple life. Not simple, because our generation also, we have our problems, we have our struggles. But then also back then, it was, I feel so much harder. And the people had so little. That was just some thoughts that came up today. That I am very privileged, that I have a very easy life, that I get to experience, and I am very grateful for that. But I'm in general a person that loves to look back and look at old pictures. I just love that.